So, story time on my home birth while I take out my locks. So, I'm going to be staying on this side since my baby is right here, trying to sleep while I talk. Um, okay, so I just got out the shower, so my hair is wet. Put some of this moisturizer on it. Okay, so story time on my home birth. Honestly, guys, I didn't write anything down so that I could stay on topic or anything like that. So we just freestyling. Okay, so okay, let's start from the top. So November 22nd, I had an appointment. Not not a prenatal appointment or anything like that. You know, something totally different. Um, if you don't know, I did not go to no prenatal checkups. I didn't have prenatal care at all. I had a wild pregnancy, aka unassisted pregnancy, and I had a home birth, unassisted home birth, and I also did a lotus birth. Okay, so November 22nd, I had an appointment at 9 a.m. So my appointment was at 9 a.m. Rob had to be to work at 10. He was going to go to work late. So I come home from my appointment. I get home an hour later. So I get home at like 10. Do you know, immediately when I walked through the door, immediately my water broke. So I shouldn't really say my water broke because, okay, my water was leaking. It was leaking. Now, okay, boom. So this is 10 o'clock. So I'm excited. I'm like, oh, yeah. So Rob calls out of work. So I'm like, oh, yeah, we about to have the baby. Oh. So I thought the baby was going to come on the 22nd. I really wanted a Scorpio. I didn't really want a Scorpio, but I rathered a Scorpio over a Sagittarius. Anyway, so yeah, so my water broke. I'm excited. I'm like, oh yeah, so we about to get labor popping in like 2 hours, right? No. So we went outside, walked around a little bit. I did some exercise. I did some squats. I did some jumping jacks. Y'all, I'm trying to get labor popping, right? So nothing happened. Then 9 o'clock at night, November 22nd, labor starts. So I'm having contractions like every 10 minutes, right? I went live on Facebook for a little while. So, yeah, so labor starts at 9 o'clock. So, contractions is going. And then, honestly, like, I don't remember times and stuff like that. Like, I wasn't really paying too much attention to the time because I was more so paying attention to how close my contractions were getting and things like that. I was just waiting for me to start pushing, right? Stage 3 of labor. So anyway, labor start, it's progressing. It's progressing. And then labor stalls, y'all. Labor stalls. I'm panicking like I wouldn't say I was panicking at that time when labor stalled, but eventually I started to feel the baby move less. So now I'm starting to be like, all right, like what's really going on? Because the hospital wasn't an option for me. Like it just wasn't an option for me. So Rob was saying how he could hear the baby's heartbeat um previous to when I went into labor. So he was like, I could see if I could hear the baby heartbeat or whatever. We didn't have a stethoscope or anything like that. A fetal scope, I mean. So he just put his ear to my stomach and he said he could hear the baby's heartbeat. So he did that since I was, kind of worried about why the baby wasn't moving as much and the fact that my water had broke already. It was just a lot. So he said he could hear the baby's heartbeat, and he was saying like he could actually hear it much louder from when the baby was in the water. So I'm like, okay, well that's good news, but it really doesn't. It didn't really. I mean, I guess it eased my worries about like baby not being alive, but it was still had me worried about why she wasn't moving. But I guess that was because she didn't have any water in there to move around in. All right, boom. So labor picks up again. Um and oh, I was in labor for we'll get to that later. Anyway, so all right, so labor picks up again. Um so what happens? I'm still worried at this point. So Rob is like, my contractions, mind you, my contractions was like 2 to 5 minutes apart at this point. So, oh, it's the next day too. Listen. If y'all haven't noticed by now, I'm a bad storyteller. But I'm gonna tell the story the best way I know how. Because why not, right? So it's the next day now. Um Rob is like, let me see. Oh, I was saying basically like I was feeling like the baby was feet first. So I'm like, I feel like she's stuck. Like I feel like something is stuck. Like she's not coming out because she's stuck. And that's what I was scared about. So Rob is like, well, let me check you. He was gonna check my cervix and stuff, which I didn't really want to do. Like I just wanted things to flow freely, like anyway, so he checks me, right, y'all? So he like, oh, I feel that. I feel hair. So I'm like, you feel hair? I'm like, how you know you feel hair? Because he got on gloves, right? So, but the only reason why a lot of people feel like he should wear gloves, but I wasn't with the glove thing. Like, I feel like your baby should feel you and understand who you are. The gloves is not going to get that connection. Anyway, so he had on gloves. The only reason why I made him wear gloves to check my cervix is because Rob is a mechanic and we're not doing that. We're not doing that. But anyway, so yeah, so he checked. He was like, I think I feel hair. I'm like, you feel hair? I'm like, how you feel hair with your gloves on? Right? Boom. Why like 2 minutes later, it's time to push? Like, what about him checking my cervix made her say, all right, I'm ready to come now? But anyway, so after all of this labor, um, honestly, y'all, like, I took that pain like a G. Y'all hear me? I took contraction pains like a G. Especially to have been in labor for like 15 hours. I was real life in labor for like 15 hours. No medication, no nothing at all. So, all right. So now it's time to push. Um, I don't know why, but pushing really hurted. Like, well, it's that ring of fire. That ring of fire had your ass on fire. Anyway, so yeah, that ring of fire is something else. Like, I don't know. But anyway, so it's time to push or whatever. I'm pushing. It really took 3 pushes, like, and probably not even that, like 2.5. But anyway, so first push, her head is like you can see her hair, whatever. Second push, she like up to her forehead out. Rob is trying to like push back around the head to help come out. I'm like, no. He like, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to like open it up a little bit so the baby come on. I'm like, no. If y'all seen the video, y'all, I was in pain, y'all. But I didn't want him doing that. I didn't want him to rip me. I didn't want him to make a mistake and cut the baby, you know? Like, don't do what the doctors do. Like, we not here for that. If I wanted to do what the doctors do, I'd have went with the doctors. So, yeah, I'm like, no. Push again. My baby out, y'all. My baby out. Her head was stuck for a little bit. But, so, yeah, so Rob caught his baby. He was super excited. Like, for weeks, y'all. Like, every single day, he's just like, thank you. Thank you. He like, yo, we did that. Like, we had our baby at home. I'm a doula dad. Like, all right, so boom, y'all. This where things start getting juicy. All right, so my baby is here, right? So I'm like shivering and shit, like quivering, like I got like the shakes or like chills or something. I'm like, ooh, ooh. If y'all see my video, I'm doing that. Like, I don't know why I'm doing that, but I'm doing that. Right? So anyway, all right, boom. So Rob, he's on the phone with my mom or whatever. He tells my mom, like, the baby here, da da da. So she's like, oh, where's the placenta? Da da da, whatever, whatever. So I'm like, she's scaring Rob. So I'm like, bro, like, we got this. Like, the placenta finna come. Like, we got up to an hour for the placenta to come, right? So, y'all, 30 minutes pass. I'm like, all right, where the placenta at? Because at this point, we're not doing that. Like, you already had me in labor for 15 hours, bro. Like, come on now. Like, come on now. 30 minutes pass, no placenta, y'all. An hour pass, no placenta, y'all. So now I'm worried. Now I'm like, all right, where the placenta at? An hour and a half, no placenta, y'all. 2 hours, placenta. My placenta came out. Yo, it feels like you in labor again. Like, seriously, like, I had to push my placenta out. Like, it was a contraction that made me feel like I was pushing out the baby. And it's like, I sound surprised, but it's because I am. Because, like, I didn't have this experience in the hospital. Like, if I'm not mistaken, like, the doctors, they like kind of push the placenta out for you, like pushing down your stomach. Y'all, I had my locs in since June, the end of June to be exact. I did my locks June 23rd. My hair was like up to here, y'all. I'm impressed. Anyway, So, all right. My placenta comes out. We did lotus birth. Because I was in so much pain, I did not rinse my placenta off. If y'all plan on doing a lotus birth, please rinse off y'all placentas. Check y'all placenta. There's two sides of the placenta. The side that is attached to you and the side that is attached to the baby. You want to check both sides of your placenta, and you want to make sure that the placenta is intact, okay? Because if you got placenta stuck in you, that's no bueno, okay? My mom's nurse friend is the one who taught me how to check my placenta. So, yeah. So you want to check your placenta, make sure everything is intact, and things like that. So, um tip: if your placenta is not intact, steam. Okay, you can use herbs, you can use straight water, hot water, steam, and that should allow the uterus to contract and let out the rest of your placenta. All right, boom. So, y'all, that's the story. Like, what else I gotta say? Like, what? Like, anyway. So that's literally the story. Like, it is nothing that was related to the story. But yeah, like, I did that, and that's on period. But somebody had a few questions. I'm gonna answer those questions. So I think one of the questions was, what made me want to do a home birth? What made me want to do a home birth was the fact that I hate hospitals. Simple. Honestly, like, the whole IV thing, I'm not into, and I've asked them to remove my IV multiple times when I gave birth with my previous children, and they gave me like a super hard time. Um, I just don't like hospitals. I don't like their rules. I don't like the fact that they won't let me do a lotus birth. I don't like the fact that I have to sign to take my shit home. I just don't like it. I don't feel like hospitals are conducive to black women. That's just that. And statistics show that it isn't. So, that was those was my main reasons for not wanting to give birth in a hospital. Um, yeah. Um, what else? I the reason why I didn't go to my prenatal checkups was because, again, I don't like their rules. Um, I don't like all the things that they try to make you do, like take that glucose test. Um, it's just a few things that I don't agree with. Also, I heard about the ultrasounds. I heard that the ultrasound sounds like a train station entering the station to your baby. It's just like a loud horn. Excuse me. It sounds like a loud horn to your baby, and we would think that it's so cute. Oh, baby's hiding. Yeah, baby hiding from that loud ass sound. I also heard that ultrasounds heat up brain tissue. Yeah. Causes ADHD. Just a whole lot of harmful things, and I just didn't feel like it was worth it to see my baby, to put my baby through these horrible things just to see my baby. Don't get me wrong, like I loved it. Like I wanted to go so bad. So bad. Um I wanted to know what I was having so bad. I'm so happy that I was disciplined enough not to go to the hospital. That was like a learning experience for me. Um so yeah, that was really my main reasons for not going to the hospital. Um what was the other question? Um there was a question about my like how to get a birth certificate. Now, originally, I did not want to get a birth certificate for my child. Her father, we don't know too much about, not getting a birth certificate. Like, we don't know the laws and things like that. So he kind of wanted to like stray away from that because he didn't want any problems, which is one of my main reasons for really not wanting to get a birth certificate as well. Like the fact that they put fear in us and make us feel like we have to do these things is just bizarre to me. Um like that's what they want. Like they want you to be scared enough to do what they want you to do. But I feel like he respected my wishes for me not to go to the hospital for my birth and my pregnancy. So I respected his wishes to want to protect his child in the way that he sees fit as a protector. So there's that. But so we still have not got a birth certificate yet, but we are in the process. I just got the paperwork in that I need to fill out um to move forward. So basically I have this paperwork to fill out, just regular stuff: mother's name, father's name, um when where the baby was born, what time the baby was born, um just regular questions when you fill out a birth certificate in the hospital. And then we need proof of pregnancy. So because I did not go to the hospital, I did not have proof of pregnancy. So they were saying like, um anyone who is not related to you could write a letter um stating that they seen you pregnant and things of that nature. So that's what we're stuck on because I keep forgetting to, well, Rob kept forgetting to get his coworker to write the letter for us. Um yeah, so after I get the letter, which she has to, bro, my hair is deep, like, bro. Okay. Um Rob kept forgetting to get her to write the letter because she has to notarize it. So after you do that, I have to go in and speak to the people, and then like that's literally it. That's literally it. I just have to fill out a home birth application, proof of pregnancy, and boom, I'm good. Let me see what the other question was. Hold on. So another question was what research and things that I do to prepare for my home birth and unassisted pregnancy. Well, I was gonna have a home birth with Kaza, which I did prenatal care for, but I wanted to do a home birth with him. Um, there was meconium in my, oh, I forgot that part of my um, story. So there was meconium in my water with Kaza and her. This time I was prepared to do just about nothing, just suction her nose and mouth, which is all that they do, but they scare you into thinking that you can't do it at home. So the research that I did was honestly whatever that comes to my mind, I googled, I read about. Hi, I watched buku home birth videos.
They're out the porch.
The cats, yeah, they always there. So I watched a lot of home birth videos. I researched um things to do when the baby is breached. Um, what's that? Oh, okay, you can put it down. I was recording. Um, I was googling how what to do, in case of an emergency, things like the baby being breached or when the baby's umbilical cord is wrapped around their neck, um, when there's meconium in your water. What else? What other things go wrong during birth? Oh, the only thing that I really wasn't prepared for was to have a baby that wasn't breathing. Honestly, and that honestly, it just is what it is. I would do CPR. I would try CPR on the baby. I do know that you could tickle the baby's feet, hold the baby upside down to try to get the heart pumping, and then you would do CPR. But honestly, I leave that into the creator's hands. If it was meant to be, then it was meant to be. I try not to think about things like that. But for the most part, I was just reading up on what to do. There are books that you could actually read, but I didn't feel like they were really necessary, being that you have everything at your fingertips on Google. Um, I also had 3 other births, so you know that I have the experience of giving birth itself. Um, I had an epidural with Major Hunter, but not Kaza. So I feel like I was prepared, being that I already had previous births um, and pregnancies. So yeah. What was another question that somebody asked? Um, uh, I think that was all of the questions. Did I have a midwife? No. Did I have a doula? No. Um, I would I wouldn't mind having a doula. I didn't feel like I needed a doula, for one. Two, I didn't have money for a doula. So if I had the money, I would definitely have a doula. Like, why not? Um, but yeah, I think that's it. Sorry it's not a better story than that. And I only took out one lock while I was talking to y'all. Y'all distracted me. Y'all, honestly, I think I'm gonna start locking my hair for a few months and then taking it out, because the growth is crazy. Rob thinks that my hair would have grew this much whether I had locks in or not, but I don't know. Oh no. And I have not been taking care of my hair, so there's that. Thanks for watching. If you have not already subscribed, please subscribe to help my channel grow. Like, comment, share. Thank you for watching again.